So clearly, the kind of stuff that you're talking about that the organization is doing, and the fact that you've mentioned that you require the state to become part of it.
Yes.
Do you see any region anywhere in the world where there is strong participation from the state? They've been able to create the prosperity that you're talking about and leading to conservation, which seems to be at the core of what you're doing.
Well, I do not know other part of it. The only thing is that there has always been a resistance in the system, the government system. There is always, because there is a very bureaucratic way of doing everything. They do not normally easily accept it. But our simple way of doing it is that if you are known to the community, which ultimately make a political leader, and political leader knows that 100,000 people are behind this organization or this kind of a leadership. This is one thing. And second important thing, your credibility of 4 decades also keep in loop. The government had also been closely observing what we are doing. Third thing is that if you are working on a system which is some way acceptable not only to the community but also the part of it. For example, we have been Manrega is one of the very famous scheme. When I traveled whole country 2008 from Kanyakumari to Uttarakhand, on the way when we were traveling, we found many farmers quitting their farming, and because of the that time the farmers, because of the drought that particular year was, we found that the farmer would begin to search a job somewhere in the Manrega. Now doing a job in making a road, we proposed to the planning commission that time that why not Manrega be used for regenerating the local resources, the agriculture they should be given to way of advantage, water harvesting, raising the forest, and that was really accepted that time. So is the case of the state I am. We believe that we really need to realize the fact that GDP and GDP has nothing to do with the rural India and globally also. Had that been very important, there would not have been a migration. The migration factor is urbanization that we say in the globally contribute more to the GDP, and the rural are never taken and never acknowledge their contribution in the so-called GDP. That is the reason we believe that there has to be another parallel growth measure, gross environment product. How the water, soil, forest, and air. Every year the state should furnish parallel to the so-called GDP which the rural community do not enjoy. But at the same time, these 4 factors decide good agriculture, good farming, forest, animal husbandry. There has to be another growth measure, gross environment product parallel. And the gross environment product does not merely ensure the long-term nature conservation, but at the same time, it is life supporting resources come from the forest, water, soil, and that unfortunately we do not have. We fought here with the state, and then ultimately we went to the court. The Uttarakhand, the state we belong to, first time will give a gross environment product against the gross domestic product. The court consented and asked the state government to furnish a parallel gross environment product. We believe that economy, we do not deny with the so-called GDP, but GDP is bias for a group of people only. It's a bias towards urbanization, and rural community does not have any access to so-called GDP and the benefits. Therefore, our rural India or rural community in the Himalayas need first thing better resources, access to the resources, and a knowledge and a technology and everything. I am to tell you that any village you go today, even they are prosper. The level of prosperity, the profile may be low, but prosperity they talk. They have animal husbandry, they have agriculture, they do energy issues. The only thing is that intervention, we have to see the whole system be pushed up by knowledge, technology, and the wisdom that they have. But the wisdom help in there is always a very clear thing to understand that wisdom came since ages. and new technologies today born. So normally what happens when we take up a technology and go in a village, maybe skill not matching, maybe not affordability part of it, no services are available. What we do, wisdom and new knowledge we combine together. The relevance come and participatory research decide what should be the kind of a shape and the nature of a technology. That is how we have been doing. And I believe that prosperity is all time there in the villages. It is we who broke this prosperity, and the profile had further gone down. And ever since the urbanization came, everybody want to migrate in the flat land or in a place where there is more and more opportunities. So we believe we are working on that line.